This video is for you, and I'm not kidding. Watch through this, because when we talk about prepping, preparedness, getting ready for whatever catastrophe may come, there's one thing that most people ignore. In fact, a lot of prepping channels ignore too, and that's laundry, because they often use a wash basin like this, a metal can, a wash basin, a washboard, or even this, an actual agitator. This stuff works very well, and it is tried and true. And I watch some channels, you know, the homesteaders who literally use these every single day, and they probably have like super mega Schwarzenegger muscles and calluses on their hands. I mean, even this makes it so much easier instead of actually using a regular plunger. It's good stuff, and you should have this just in case. But I have something else that's much better and much easier and still gives you somewhat of a creature comfort doing laundry very well when crap hits the fan. And that's using our low power washer and dryer. But notice I said low power, it still does require power. We're talking about a 110 outlet. And what I do is I plug it into my solar generator. I have my EcoFlow for this, works amazingly well, and it'll provide way more than enough power than I need to do multiple loads. And we're talking about tried and true, because this is not one of those videos where somebody just tells you to do it and they've never really done it themselves. We've used this unit for years and years. It started out as a permanent unit on our camper, as we lived in our camper off-grid for a year. And granted, it doesn't hold a lot of clothes, but it does very well as far as doing your laundry and making sure it's done correctly. And I'm going to show you just a minute how it works. This is not a tutorial video, but it is a very good video to tell you that when it comes to low power, well, you can do laundry now off grid and still get your clothes clean without breaking your back. Let me show you a little bit more about this unit. Okay, as far as the unit goes, we have the washer on this side and the dryer on this side. It's just a spin dryer, there's no heat involved. On the washer side, put in whatever clothes you want. Then you're going to put water into it. We actually have an adapter to plug this into our hose in case we have it for our RV or at home, but you could just pour water straight into the basin. So I'm just going to pour water in. You want to make it so at least the clothes inside are covered. It'll hold quite a bit of clothes, but I find that the dryer can only hold half as much. So we usually do half a load and then go into the dryer. Just make sure the clothes is covered up and put your soap in. And now we're ready to go. I'm going to put it on normal, and there we go. It's now washing clothes. All done, we'll transfer over into the dryer. Now it's ready to spin dry. It goes up to 5 minutes. When it's time to drain, just take out the drain hose. Open the drain and off it goes. But notice I said put soap in it, not detergent. And there's a big difference, by the way. Detergents literally are these synthetically made chemicals that strip your clothes of the dirt. They do get your clothes clean. I'm not debating that. But they also help ruin the clothes. Clothes don't last near as long as they used to because of detergents. Soaps are what you want. Soaps, what they do is actually form what's called a micelle. It's literally a polarized shell around the dirt particles and removed from your clothes. And also, the soap gets embedded in your clothes and actually protects your clothes, makes your clothes smell nicer longer. So right now you could wear a shirt out working outside and by one day it's like, oh gosh, it smells awful. If you actually use soap in your machine, you can sometimes wear that shirt 2 or 3 days. I mean, right now that's not socially acceptable, but when crap hits the fan, you may not have a choice. So make sure you use soaps, not detergents. So detergents are harsh. They rip stuff out of your clothes. Some people need that because when it comes to allergies, skin allergies, soaps are the #1 cause of skin allergies. And so sometimes you can't have that in there. So what do? Use detergents? Now, I still don't recommend that. Simply just adding some white vinegar. In fact, if you can put it into a bucket of hot water, let the clothes soak in there, it'll strip all that stuff out of there naturally. Now, when it comes to different things to do your laundry between soaps and such, let me show you a whole bunch of things that actually will help you off-grid instead of having to depend on like your washing machine and heavy detergents. When it comes to having a substitute for detergents, getting stuff clean and odor-free, adding baking soda works very well. And by the way, there's a couple things I'm going to show you that are just really, really cool. So baking soda is definitely one of those things you'll want to have. If you're looking for something to boost the power of laundry soap, and also kills bacteria and such, Borax is the way to go. Has lots of household uses. And something that will help with stains and odors too, and gives you that nice lemony fresh smell on your clothes, of course, some lemon juice. We also like to use washing soda, also helps boost your laundry soaps in there too, works very well getting stains out. And speaking of stains, when you have really hardcore stains like grease and blood stains, hydrogen peroxide works very well for that. And I mentioned before, detergents are man-made synthetic, but soaps themselves are natural ingredient derived. Bars, for example. We love Zest. It sounds like a commercial. Zest Fully Clean. We love Zest bars. The stuff put in there is stuff that we absolutely agree with. And if you're using the old washboard method, just using some Zest soap works very well. But you can also use some of these bars too. They're not super expensive, and this is what most off-gridders use. But besides the Zest, you can also literally just use some, for example, plant-based. That's what you use, palm olive or some kind of dish soap like this. Works very well in your like portable washer dryer system. To help mechanically clean the clothes, you can actually add a teaspoon or tablespoon of salt too, depending on how much clothes you put in there. And this will actually help agitate it and get things clean too. And then lastly, the coolest thing in the world are what are called soap nuts. They're really berries, by the way. They call them soap nuts. They're literally berries that are grown on trees in, I think it's India and Nepal. When I first heard about this, I was like, I don't know, but it's true, they work. They actually have a chemical in them called saponin that has the same type of chemical that you'll find like in bar soap or liquid soap. They're nuts, again, really berries. And what you do, depending on the load, put 4 or 5 of these in your wash. It usually comes in a little bag like this, and you throw them in there. If you're gonna be doing like cold water, you have to activate them first with some hot water. But take some of these soap nuts, these soap berries, and put them in the bag and put it in your laundry. That is your soap. That's all you need. And we literally have these bags to use for our laundry. And it blows my mind that you don't have to buy any type of commercially, chemically made anything, nuts off of trees. I mean, granted, they come from like India and Nepal. Getting them can be kind of expensive, but they're all natural. And the nuts here will last like 4 or 5 loads typically. I love these. And all the stuff I'm going to show you, by the way, I'll link on for Amazon, so you can check it out if you want to pick up some. And again, it always helps our channel out too if you buy any of this stuff. We appreciate it. But at the very least, get this. Get the giant washer. That washer dryer has been with us for years. It's a fantastic system. And if you even have like the smallest of solar generators, it'll keep it going over and over again, so you can continuously do laundry off-grid and not using the part that'll bust your knuckles and stuff. And it's actually really nice. It's one of those things where when crap hits the fan, we'll have a little bit of comfort knowing we can still do laundry. Now again, the spinner part, you'll still have to hang clothes up. It doesn't get it completely dry, but it does get things very clean. It's a fantastic unit. What do you do for a soap off-grid for those of you who are off-gridders? Have you thought about this? It's something you certainly should think about. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time.